Get on up.
Everybody right there.
Get into it.
Everybody right there.
Get involved.
Everybody just come on up.
Today's guests are John Perfeta and Kathleen Godwin of Buffalo's Subversive Theater with a recent production of Joe Hill's Last Will. Can you folks tell us a little bit about who Joe Hill is or was and why he is important today?
Sure. Joe Hill was a migrant worker and a member of the Industrial Workers of the World, which was one of the unions at the time. And he became a songwriter for the IWW in order to help rally more workers to their cause, join the union, and advocate for workers' rights.
He was executed 100 years ago this year, November 19th?
November 19th was the 100th anniversary of his execution. He was executed for the murder of John G. Morrison and his son. Most people think he was framed for that murder. He was shot on the same night that the murder took place, so they had circumstantial evidence. But almost, I don't want to say almost everybody, but most people think he did not commit the crime. He says himself he did not commit this crime. He was shot in a love triangle by an acquaintance of his who were both courting the same woman.
But being a Swede, he would not divulge the name of either the woman or the man who shot him, so it was a matter of honor for him.
Yes, Nordic Omerta.
All right, so I think we're ready for some music.
Sure. We're going to perform his first gold record, as we like to say, The Preacher and the Slave. This is a song about hypocrisy and unfulfilled promises, as Kathleen says. Hypocrisy of organizations that tell you you'll get everything you want in the by and by when you're dead and you go to heaven as long as you're a good person, but they don't really give you much in the way of soup, bread, clothes,
stuff you need.
Yeah. All right. You know what we did? We had we formed our own IWW band to shoot it out with that angel band from the Salvation Army. Had them all dressed up in bright red uniforms and singing the words that I, Joe Hill, had written for my fellow workers. Long-haired preachers come out every night, try to tell you what's wrong and what's right. But when asked how about something to eat, they will answer in voices so sweet. You will eat by and by, in that glorious land above the sky. Work and pray, come on, hey, you'll get pie in the sky when you die. That's the line. The Starvation Army, they play. They sing and they clap and they pray till they get all your coin on the drum. Then they'll tell you when you're on the bum. You will eat by and by, in that glorious land above the sky. Work and pray, come on, hey, you'll get pie in the sky when you die. That's the life. If you work hard for children and wife, try to get something good in this life. You're a sinner and Batman, they tell. When you die, you will sure go to hell. Working men of all countries unite. Side by side, we for freedom will fight. When the world and its wealth we have gained, to the crafters we'll sing this refrain. You will eat by and by, when you've learned how to cook and to fry. Chop some wood, will do you good, and you lead in the sweet by and by. Then you lead in the sweet by and by. Then you lead in the sweet by and by. That's no lie.
So you had shared with us on the radio show that this is one of 19 songs that is
Yeah.
performed in the production?
Right.
Okay.
15 as songs, and then 4 others as like spoken word poems.
Okay. You had also shared with us a monologue during the radio show that I was hoping you would share with us for all of our YouTube viewers as well.
Sure. You want me to kind of preface it or just go into it?
You can just go into it.
All right.
Or preface it, it's up to you.
Sure, I'll just go into it. I came to this country in 1902 when I was 23 years old because everybody said the United States was the land of opportunity. That you can walk along the streets and pick up as much gold as you ever wanted. That's how so many immigrants came here like I did. They thought, too, America's streets were paved in gold. They could walk along the street and pick up as much gold as they ever wanted. Well, if you walked along with your head hung low enough, like so many immigrants do, hoping that if you don't look at them, they won't look at you and decide to throw you in jail, run you out of town on a rail. You might find a cigarette butt every now and then. If you're down and out enough, you might feel like you've struck gold, but it's still just an old cigarette lying in the gutter, where someone else has smoked it to where it almost burned their fingers, in the gutter, laying there, waiting for you to come along and pick it up. You wouldn't believe how much some people hate immigrants in this country. They just pick up any newspaper and read what they say about us. Do you want to know what the newspaper in San Diego said during the free speech fight of 1912? I've memorized it, so I can say it just like they wrote it. Hanging is much too good for them. They are better off dead, for they are certainly useless in the human economy. They are the waste material of creation, and they should be drained in the sewer of oblivion, there to rot in cold obstruction, just like any other excrement. It's not exactly welcome to the land of the free and the home of the brave now, is it? But that's how so many people feel about immigrants in this country. Even workers whose parents are immigrants or are immigrants themselves hate other immigrants if they look or talk differently than they do. The older immigrants, the French and the Germans, they hate the newer immigrants. The Chinese, the Japanese, the Greeks, the Italians, the Irish, even as much as I hate to say it, the Swedes. The IWW doesn't believe in dividing workers by where they were born, what country they come from, what language they speak, what color they are, what their race or religion is, or how they got here. We don't believe workers should be divided and fighting themselves for the benefit of the bosses. Our enemies are not other workers, but the capitalists. We didn't come here and go through hell to get here, just to be sent back to Europe to fight our relatives for the benefit of the ruling class.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you for the snapshots of Joe Hill's last will. Again, this is John Perfeta and Kathleen Godwin. And so can we just tell our viewers when and where that they can catch the production?
Sure. You can catch the production at the Subversive Theater, which is at
255 Great Arrow.
255 Great Arrow, that's between Elmwood and Delaware, in the old Pierce Arrow building, where they used to make those cars. You can catch it Thursday, Friday, and Saturday nights at 8 p.m. for this weekend, and then Friday and Saturday, the 27th and the 28th of November at 8 p.m. We do not have a show on Thanksgiving.
Thursday is Pay What You Can.
Yes, pay what you can, so it's great to take advantage of that if you can.
Great. Thank you so much, and I hope that the production is successful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Everybody!